Today, I'm showing you how to make resin earrings with dried flowers, plus 2 more beginner resin jewelry projects. Stick around, I've got the full tutorials coming right up. Hey, I'm Sarah, and you are watching Creative Ramblings, where I share simple craft tutorials. If you're here to learn how to make resin jewelry, you've come to the right place. Consider subscribing so you don't miss any of my other craft videos. So before we jump in, comment below if you've worked with resin before. Let's start with the supplies. You will need a 2-part epoxy resin kit like this one. I've also linked a great one down below. Everything we're using here today you can find down in the description. Grab a couple of disposable cups, a stirring stick, silicone jewelry molds. This is a set of 4 molds that has a bunch of options. You'll need dried flowers. This container has such a nice variety of beautiful, delicate flowers. For the bonus jewelry pieces we are making, you'll need some color. I'm using black, gold, blue, and silver. Some extra helpful tools, a tweezer, a syringe, and a toothpick. A heat gun is also helpful when creating any resin art. Finally, and most important, protect your work surface, work in a well-ventilated area, and always wear gloves. Resin should be mixed in equal parts. Pour the same amount of part A and part B into 2 cups. Then combine the parts and mix slowly and thoroughly for 5 minutes. Make sure the 2 parts are completely combined. You don't have any lines or any separation within your cup. Then let the mixture sit for a few minutes so any bubbles can rise to the top and pop. Bring over your resin molds. To make earrings with dried flowers, we'll need the flowers and a tweezer. Place a small amount of resin into the bottom of a mold. Then use the tweezer to place a flower on top. Pour more resin over the flowers to seal them in. Use a heat gun to pop any bubbles that have risen to the top. This will help your earrings dry crystal clear. So since we have extra resin, and I never want this to go to waste, let's make a few more pieces of jewelry from these molds. Grab a couple small containers, and in one, pour some mixture along with a few drops of color. Mix thoroughly, and then repeat that process for the other colors. Pour a small amount of each color into one of the pendant molds, and swirl it with a toothpick. This will give you a fun galaxy look. I've got some extra black and silver, so I'll make a pair of earrings. And for these narrow molds, a syringe works really well to get that mixture into the small places. Now I'm going to fill the other molds until I run out of resin, just experimenting with different color combinations. This is a place where you can get creative with your colors and experiment until you find a technique that really works for you. When all my resin is used up, I'm going to hit each piece with the heat gun one more time and then let this sit undisturbed for 24 hours. All right, it's been 24 hours. These are dry and nice and solid. It's time to remove them from the mold. Now let's create the jewelry. You're going to use a couple of pieces to do this. You'll need a necklace or 2, some jump rings, and some earring hooks. You'll also want to grab a small jewelry pliers. Each of these resin jewelry pieces is unique, and they're in colors and styles that I love. Making resin earrings with dried flowers is a great beginner project. Just make sure you have the right supplies, then follow this tutorial to make your own. So let me know, did you learn something today? If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing so you don't miss my next video. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.